And welcome back to the Sober and Black Radio Podcast, lunch break outtake. And we are here on this Friday with our man, Tony B. Hey, right
What's
now,
that?
Tony B, baby,
Hey,
you,
it's about
let,
time, man.
hey, break the
Hey,
news to us. Break the news to us, Tony B. Hit us with it. Hit us with it, baby.
they finally listened to the voice of the nation and signed my man AP. Now,
Let's go.
it's kind of I relate this to kind of like a relationship with your lady. Sometimes you just want to be heard, and they heard the cries loud and clear. Uh, they went out and got what the players wanted. Show support from the management staff to the locker room, that connection to the fans. Um, they got the Raider way back, and I'm just really. I mean, I woke up from a nap just a little bit ago. I'm a big wrestling fan, as you know, and there's a wrestler that says, L.A. Knight. His slogan, he says L.A. Knight, and then he's bust out his shirt. Yeah, let's go. That's what I'm talking about all day. I am so hyped right now. It is the good word that I needed.
Yeah, no, absolutely, Tony. And I mean, like, if you look at a lot of the social media threads right now, as soon as we started seeing those rumors that, AP's agent was at the field or at Allegiant Stadium, then you
Right.
heard, hey, they're starting to work on this and that. You see a lot of people, making videos, hyping it up, seeing the excitement of what this guy's bringing. But what I like to see is a lot of the people have said it very clearly, man. I think if you see J.J. Watt, he was on the Pat McAfee show, and he goes like, you know what? This coach is just such a perfect fit for Raider Nation. He embodies what it is
Right.
to be a Raider.
Um, when you see a coach that gets out of his car to greet the fans and becomes one of the of in the tailgates and is not hiding behind security and escorting all the way through. And I'm not saying that any others have done that. But when you as a fan can go to the stadium and you look to the left or the right and you're like, oh, there's my coach. You know what I'm saying? And he's just chilling. Like, I ain't saying he's gonna be at the tailgate slamming them back, but he's willing to get his hands dirty out there amongst the common folk.
Well,
and
and I agree. I mean, like, you see that. I mean, like, this last game, right? We were there, or I was there. We had a guy on the show, Adrian, that was with TBH Dallas. He calls me. He's like, Will, bro, AP's out in the parking lot taking pictures with fans, engaging them, getting Raider Nation involved. I'll be like, when's the last time you've seen that? When's the last time
right,
you saw that with Jay
right.
or Josh McDaniels? Huh?
Um,
When'd you see that?
I you don't see that. And when I was a young kid, I used to go. When I was in like middle school, and high school age, living in Seattle, we used to go to the Mariners games, and they used to have like the players would come out and go to their cars, and they'd sign autographs on the way to the car. And then you got Griffey, one of the best players, would get on a golf cart, scoot right past everybody, and wouldn't stop. So you saw that, and you saw that as being standoffish in a way from us as the fans. And so
Yeah.
this is showing us that he is not standoffish. He's willing to be there for us and to listen to what we want and try to implement, like because we might not have a official say, but man, what we said this offseason was great.
Well, and it just goes to show that, there's a lot of things that were working in the back that Raider Nation was not patient for as well. I mean, like, I think we were expecting word on Wednesday that this was going to happen. But there were some things
Mm-hmm.
behind the scenes that are happening. Now, we have our coach, right? I think I definitely expect our GM to be, you know, Champ Kelly. I'm like, I just don't see it any other way. Do you see something else happening there?
You can't move forward with a coach without having that position already locked down. You would be putting your if they were to go a different route. I'm not saying they are. If they're going a different route, um, you would want that person's input on the direction of the coaching staff. Um, and they didn't need nobody else's voice. They didn't need nobody else's help. They went with the guy who's in there right now, who was in on the interviews, who was the guy that makes sense. Like it
No,
just makes
I
sense.
agree.
And with them moving forward, they had to have already had that in play. I mean, I don't think that it would be fair to their progression to not have that position locked down already before they pick the coach.
No, absolutely. And I 100% agree with you. I mean, Champ Kelly was inside all the interviews before, everything like that. I know that Ed Dobbs came in to interview, but I really can see Ed Dobbs filling another position within the management group, being some type of senior advisor or something like that, where he can come
Mm-hmm.
in and help out Champ. But I think you're right, where we go from Champ now. Okay, Tony, we're looking at it. We're looking down the road. We got our GM, right? We got our coach. What's the next move? What's the
Give me
next
my
move?
motherfucking quarterback.
All
Give me
right,
my quarterback.
all right. In your mind, how do we upgrade the QB room? Give it to me.
Well, I wanted to see where Kingsbury goes. He goes to Chicago. Williams is going to Chicago with the one. That don't make sense to have Fields in them. So I see Fields being gone. So I see if they get the one and they keep the one and go Caleb Williams, I see us possibility of going 4 Fields in some kind of package deal. I don't know how. Um, I
So
see
let me
that
ask you
being
this.
as one.
You
What's
said
that?
one. That's one option. So let me ask you like this before we go on to the next. If becomes available, just like you said, what's the trade package that you offer, and
Oh
what's the
man,
highest
see,
you're
I'm
willing to
I'm
go?
I'm horrible at this part because I am so horrible at trade packaging because I am so much of a fan that I'm like fuck, give them everything. Like I want what I want. Like you know what I'm saying? Like what I mean, we talked about some trade scenarios on our draft simulator on their show the other day.
Yeah.
I could see like the first this year somehow, first next year, and probably like a third. Um,
So
or
go ahead. So you went all draft picks. Do you think they could offer a package where they give a player in a draft pick? And if it is so, which player would you offer?
I'd opt for Hunter Renfro. Um, he's got value. I just think that with bringing in Myers, it outshined that second um, wide receiver, who was basically a second first. So we got 2 1s out there that are getting all the attention, and a rookie tight end that's getting looks, and our passing game out the backfield. It just didn't like. Some days you're like, Renfro gets a catcher, and like, damn, I forgot he still played. Like, I mean, so like, and I like the guy, and I think that they can use another wide receiver, slot kind of guy over there with a bringing in a rookie quarterback. So if they can slide him in there somehow and doctor up the picks a little bit, I could see that happening. But uh, if we don't go trade and we do move up, I really don't know how or like what we do to go. But I would love to see the guy that was in the locker room and on the
Jaden Daniels.
sidelines, and give me Jaden Daniels. Like they obviously want him in there. They have like a little, and rightfully so. He's a dang good quarterback. I believe he could be the first off the board possibly. Should be, not will be. Um, but I would like to see. I just I know we got to get a new quarterback. It's a must. It's the last part of what we've been screaming for the last while. And if we get that, we can go into a full off season with the direction of going the way we want to go, and give AP a full off season of getting his system in place, and not, taking over something and having to kind of play with it a little bit, get it right, and go. Now we got a full season of this is us. Like, this is the way we want it.
No, absolutely. So, and if you're saying, hey, Jaden Daniels is your guy, in my opinion, you'll have to move into the top three picks to get him, especially if Caleb Williams goes off the board at one. Because if you look at the Commanders need a quarterback.
Mm.
If you look at New England, they need a quarterback. Be like, that puts Drake May off the board. And I mean, like, if you're really looking at three, Jaden Daniels is really moving up in that board. So that's where I'm like, you kind of got to move up to those top three
You know
picks
dang
to
well, if
get him.
we move up, if this is the bad part about moving into three and not moving into two. We move into three and we move too early. They take Daniels at two, and then we're going, oh crap! Now is May gonna be our guy? I don't know. Like, that's not.
I, I
But
think I think you have to have your 1B, and your guys. I mean, like they're obviously doing research on all these guys,
oh yeah, I mean,
So
they're gonna have info stacked up on all these guys, and there's gonna be positives and negatives on every single guy that's coming out the draft. That's what the draft rooms do. That's what they're there for. They're scouting. They're doing their stuff. But
so you say Jaden Daniels is your 1A. Let
I
me
would
ask,
say he's my 1A.
who's your 1B?
Who? I, I one of my things might not be the most popular thing, but I would say take the left guard, or I think he's a left guard or the right guard. Um, that we plug and play, and try to go for Bo Nix in the second. You know what I mean? Like, I've said it numerous times on other podcasts. I like Bo Nix. I mean, I don't see him as being like, it would be a very decent substitute. If Penix falls to the second, which he won't, um, there would be a second. But I'm just I'm just excited. Like, just give me a quarterback, and I'm excited, man. Like, sometimes it's like you're just going. I know the off seasons are always our times to feel that pass, man. It's our, this feels different. Like, it feels like from the management to the locker room to the coaching staff to everybody seems to be on the same page. We're not trying to bring in and establish the Patriot way or whatever, and try to bring in this old system that had worked, and but just not in that atmosphere. So I could see us now getting our way back and being ready to go, man. I'm excited. Fuck, I'm just pumped. I'm so pumped. Like, I'm like, hey man, when's like the draft? When's this off season get going? Like, I'm ready for some preseason games. Come on, motherfucking August. Let's go.
Let's go, baby. Hey, and y'all just heard it here from Tony B and Raider Will with our lunch break outtake here at the Silver and Black Radio Podcast, baby. Hey, Raider Nation, get
Yeah,
excited.
yo.
Let's get it. We got AP, we got Champ. Hey, we starting to load up the bullets, and let's get it going, baby. 2024 is starting off with a bang. Bang, baby. Let's go.
Boop.